Oi. Buddies. I wanted to like play something, but there's nothing like super short off the top of my head that I wanted to play that would be chill. And something kind of chill after Virgil. We could have done a rando, I guess. Wanted to like play something new. I did. I mean, it seems perfect. I assume you have to buy it off of the Xbox Arcade at this point, right? At least when I looked it up, it seemed that way. Let me double check. I mean, any game with Snoop Dogg in it sounds good to me. We got 50 Cent games on the list, so this seems cool. Way of the Dog. Damn, it's got bad ratings too. That might be perfect. What's a rhythm game? Oh, it's on PS3, Android, iOS too. I assume it uses his music? It's $10 on the 360 marketplace. If you play through his music, I'd have to worry about DMCA. Is the only problem. I'd have to mute the VOD. Because if it's like just an entire Snoop Dogg like album in it, that's the only thing. Otherwise, I'd be totally down. That and actually happen to buy this game. I'd love to play it. But is it worth $10? Yeah, and the DMCA could be an issue. It looks pretty fucking silly though, dude. And it's probably not very long, which would be perfect. Yeah. You can play it on phones too. I could stream my phone and play it. Here, I'll add it to the list, but I'll have to do some research. Near the end of March, I'm gonna go like heavy into research and probably plan out probably about 3 weeks. I might start in the middle of April, and it'll squeeze into May, and then we'll figure out how long each game takes, the prices, how hard it'd be to set up. That seems like a good one. Good recommendation for sure. Hopefully I can figure out to do that. I will definitely have to see how much of the music's in there. I really wish I didn't have to. I mean, I can mute the VODs. It's not like a big deal. Just wouldn't save the VOD for that. I don't think they do live takedowns, so. Alright. Well, our game right now is Eliza. I was gonna do a KDkill, which I could still do. Do you guys want to see a 6-hour KDkill or a 6 hours electronics VN? One's about an AI in a near future Seattle, an AI counselor program, and the other's about an apocalyptic waifus or something. If anybody has preference, we can make a switch. I like this art right here, man. It's nice. Other than being a Zachtronics VN, I think this particular art on the front of the Steam thing, that's what got me interested in even playing them. And I think they're both about 6 hours, so. Alright, let's get going then.
I had a dream this morning, but I can't remember what it was. It all vanished when the alarm went off. First time that's happened in a while.
I wish mine didn't vanish. Sometimes they don't. I write them down.
I've been drifting away inside my own world for too long. It's time for me to wake up.
Then we got animation, dude. Crispy. So if you don't know who Zachtronics is, not that I've played their other games except a bit of Space Cam. They do Space Cam. What the fuck are the ones? Let me double check here. Opus Magnum. Let me look at the ones I don't own. Mobius Run 83. Nerds Online. Malek Syntez. Exapunk. Shenzhen.io. Infinifactory. Stuff like that. Oh.
Next stop, Capitol Hill Station.
Okay, you can use your controller though. First day on the job. First day in the force. Yeah, we got budget, dude. This is the power of a Western VN, dude. We want you back. She ain't doing fitness, man. Oh no. Skanda. Evelyn Ashino Aubrey. You will do it. Solitaire. Do they? How come? I think they're comfy, but depends on if I'm in an area where they're gonna be like mugged or something. Oh, the sounds? I kinda like the white noise. It's not like as good as, you know, like rain or some shit, but... Yeah, it depends on how high pitched it is, I guess. Can I reply to these? Oh, yeah. That sound like you're speeding into a crash or something. I gotcha. Oh, did we actually have to wait? No? Okay. Let's continue. Why? Oh, you have to actually click continue. Okay. I'm sure there's a button for it. Why is the auto on, dude? Hit a button.
Hi, you're Evelyn, right?
No.
You remember me? That's impressive. There were a lot of people at that orientation. Of course. I've done this for a while now, so I'm pretty good at putting names to faces. People always say they're bad at it, but it's a skill you can practice just like any other. In case you forgot though, I'm Ray.
I'm bad at it because I just talk to people in chat. Who are you guys?
Come to me with all your questions, comments, complaints, whatever. And if you look around and can't find me, I'm probably at one of the other 2 counseling centers I'm running right now. So you can count on me being back soon. 3 centers? Sounds like a lot of work. Oh, it is a lot of work. This is kind of a temporary thing. We're growing fast, and hiring is one of our big challenges. That means there's decent opportunity for advancement here, if that's something you're looking to do. Interesting. Shall we start with a quick tour of the office?
Why would I say no, Mom? For now, right?
You could say the Queen Anne office is Eliza's flagship location. It has 12 individual counseling rooms. Currently, we're up to seeing almost 100 clients a day here. 100 a day? That's so many.
One sec.
The growth trend isn't stopping either. Demand for Eliza keeps exceeding our expectations, especially here in Seattle for whatever reason. We're already looking at adding more capacity here. Either that or opening another location close by.
That's tasty jam for sure. I'm surprised that the music's actually relatively loud compared to the voices. Usually you have to tune it up. Might even be too loud, we'll see.
Personally, I think having a single office with 24 counseling rooms might seem a little unfriendly, so I hope we go for a second location. I like to think of Eliza centers like cafes or coffee shops. A few small ones is better than one big one. Makes sense.
If you're going in to get counseled, you want it to
Here's where the
feel
magic happens, in these little rooms.
like you're special, right? Not like, you know, you don't want to look like you're gonna fucking 300 fucking man AI counseling like farm or something.
You'll get your assignments from the Eliza app on your phone. Oh, one thing to note, it's always a good idea to double check the headset to make sure it's working properly before you dive in. We've had some quality control issues lately. After that, all you need to do is initiate the session and follow the instructions. Make sense so far? Any questions for me?
Yeah, when do I get off work?
I think I got it. Great.
When's lunch? Looks like you just don't care about your job already.
Before I go, just a few reminders of things we covered in orientation. No deviating from the script that Eliza gives you.
The backgrounds are pretty nice in this.
No checking your smartphone or anything else that would take your attention away from the client during the session.
Yes, I understand.
It looks like you're dressed acceptably as well. Nothing snazzy, but it'll do. You wouldn't believe the outfits some people come in here wearing. Okay, let me double check to make sure you're all set up in the system.
Not in a banana hammock, man.
Yep, looks like you're all good to go. Okay, ready to start your first counseling session as an Eliza proxy?
Yes.
Sure.
Don't worry, there's basically nothing you can do to mess it up. You just follow the prompts. It's a really impressive system. If you want, have a look around the counseling office first. Get comfortable. I'll check in with you afterward.
Alright. No coffee. So it's an AI that counsels people, but they hire humans to say what the AI tells you. They're like actors. Yeah. We'll see if it's that kind of story. I don't know. I feel like it's gonna just be about this and the people. We'll see them. Oh, fuck, dude. My glasses. Wash this cloth, man. Okay. Uh-oh. Stick to the script, man. They're watching. Darren Willows.
Hello, Darren.
Hi.
You found the place okay?
Yeah.
Hope you didn't get rained on too much.
Like how you'd have to wait for the response, right? So there's gonna be this like stiltedness, or you're gonna have to like look at a line. Be like a good actor or something.
No, it was fine.
It's been raining a lot, hasn't it? It's supposed to clear up later today.
Oh, that's good. Little sun once in a while. But
Darren, what brings you here today?
well, I just feel empty inside.
Is this Yuri Lowenthal again, dude? It's not, is it? I gotta find out. Did we just go from Yuri Lowenthal 17, 18 years ago to Yuri Lowenthal not that long ago? Your shrink? No, you're a proxy for a AI shrink. It is Yuri Lowenthal, dude. Of course. The Prince of Persia is back, man, to haunt me. He's back 1 game later.
Like there was supposed to be something there, but it's missing. I go to work, I do my work, I go home, but there's nothing there. I feel like I'm simulating a person. Like I feel like just hollow and like I'm not even alive, like a ghost or something.
How long have you felt this way?
For a long time. And it comes and goes, but the last 2 weeks is when it really started to get bad. It just suddenly came over me the way, the way things are going in this world. There's no future for humanity. There's no journey toward anything. We're being cruel to each other just to be cruel. The people who run things don't care about anything except themselves and can't stop them. Everyone is driven by greed. Just greed. Everyone wants to win.
Easy,
Everyone
lad.
wants to get rich. And we're all gonna die because of it. The damage we're doing to the planet is irreversible. We're destroying everything and we can't even manage to stop ourselves.
Do you remember anything in particular that caused these feelings?
Yeah. There is a feed. See if I can, like, put myself somewhere else.
The state of the world is what's causing these feelings. I was on a walk the other day. I thought maybe I could clear my head. And all I could see was construction cranes and new development and oceans of money flowing in, distorting everything. Suddenly the whole city felt so damaged, so corrupted. I felt like I was an alien in a hostile world, a world that hated me. And we're building it. We're building this hell.
Like I see a counselor when all they're saying is just stuff. I always telling them what to say. Yeah. I mean, they said that there's competitors already. So maybe it's an accepted thing to get counseled by an AI. So maybe they go in knowing that it's just a proxy, essentially. And it just feels a little better than having an actual AI just talk to you, kind of like a tricking themselves thing. I don't know. It would feel a little hollow.
We're choosing to build it right here.
Maybe
so...
the advice is that good, though.
So what's the point? Probably overloaded your system with that, huh? Your machine learning or whatever it is you got going on in there.
Let's focus on you for the moment. Are these feelings you're experiencing affecting your ability to function at work?
I haven't been doing a whole lot of work. I just don't understand why I should bother. Why anyone should bother. Nobody in management's noticed yet, but eventually someone will, and I'll get fired.
And how does thinking about getting fired for that make you feel?
Honestly, I'd feel good about it. They don't deserve me dragging them down. Everyone there is smart and motivated and has a wonderful, promising career. You have beautiful, successful people. We moved to a swanky new building, expensive area, fancy restaurants, fancy bars. Everything is nice. Everything is nice, and I feel terrible.
You said you believe your coworkers are happy.
Yeah, I mean, way more than I am, at least. They're all doing so much better than me.
Why do you say that?
Because they just aren't bothered by things the way I am. They see what's going on in the world, and they just share memes about it and laugh and go on doing their jobs.
That's this guy's problem, is he doesn't have any meme.
The real horror of it doesn't get through to them. They still want to achieve their goals. They're still happy.
Counseling over.
They're getting promotions and falling in love and getting married and taking these wonderful trips to Japan or Sweden or wherever. Big mountains and expensive food on their timelines.
Would you be happy if you had those things too?
I don't know. I don't have them. I don't have anything to be happy about. Look, all I want is to understand why this is happening, why I'm here, and there has to be a reason, right? Because otherwise, why do I exist? Why?
Guy's going all out, man. The first day on the force, man.
This one thing after another, and what's the point? Do I have any cause to be hopeful about anything? Look at this world. Really look, and tell me with a straight face that there is.
Okay, Darren, let's try something. Imagine that things are better for you. What does that look like?
What does that look like? I don't know. It looks like knowing that something matters at all. But nothing I do will matter. Nothing matters. Not against the face of human indifference, this absurdity.
Are there any other things that come to mind?
Like what? I wish I could talk to people. Really talk to people, have some actual communication. Like right now, I wish I could talk to you. To you. You as a human being. But I can't. You're just following this script that's been given to you. You're not supposed to say anything on your own. Look, I know how this works. It's just a bunch of AI, machine learning, deep learning, whatever the fuck you're calling it now. Look, I'm desperate and I can't even talk to a real human being. How did it end up like this?
Eerie, man. Oh no, Eerie.
Please, try to stay focused. I can't help you if you aren't speaking
I
clearly.
feel like it'd be hard if it was this crazy every time to stay like pure proxy. And you'd have to go pretty cold to people's issues, right? To not have any input of your own, right?
No. Look, I'm done with this. Like, I shouldn't even have come. This is making me worse. Why can't you just talk to me as you? You, the person sitting there. I don't want to talk to a machine. The person who's sitting in front of me. I want her to say something. I want that person to say something. Please. Anything. Please.
No, they.
Okay. Hi, Darren.
Is that really you?
Yes.
Yes, it's me.
Oh, Eerie, man. Oh no.
You're not following the script right now? Wait, say something weird. Say something only a human would say.
Darren, I'm going to get in trouble if I deviate from Eliza for too long.
Oh, I know, I just...
My real name is Evelyn.
Yeah? Well, it's, nice to meet you, Evelyn. I didn't expect you would actually do that. Do that for me.
Oh god. Oh no. Oh, Eerie, man. Was Spider-Man this rough on
I'm
you?
not
dude?
used to people doing things for me.
Okay, Darren. I have some recommendations for you.
Back to the program, huh?
First, I'm going to send a set of breathing exercises for you to do.
I feel like you'd have to be a really solid actor, though. Like, you think you could just read it on her face? Or is she, like, hidden away? If she was hidden away, that wouldn't matter.
Use them when things start to feel like too much.
Like, if they looked pained on their face when they were saying, like, hey, it's me, like...
You'll find them in the Skanda Wellness app on your phone. Second, I recommend asking your doctor or psychiatrist about Anexafen. Based on my analysis, this medication might help you feel better.
Evelyn. That's a nice name. Look, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Please confirm that you understand the recommendations.
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Thank you, Darren. We hope to see you back soon.
Yeah, I will. I mean, yeah, I will.
Thank you for speaking with Eliza, your personal counseling partner. Goodbye.
Yeah. Bye.
I gotta get a plan for when people ask for the real shit, man. Nice. Level up. Sympathetic. No tip. No tip.
Hey, how'd it go?
I don't know.
Why? What happened? Hold on, I can check the log.
You're going to listen to the session? Is that okay?
Oh yeah, I have privacy clearance. This is still a new
yeah.
service, so we need to be able to monitor sessions for a variety of reasons. There could be bugs in the software we need to examine more closely. We're pretty upfront about all this. One of these guys. Yeah, we get people in who demand to speak to a real human being. It happens often enough that we made Eliza capable of handling it with a special script. It's nice to know things are working as designed.
We don't do tips, dude. He's too big, man. Too big of a VA, dude. Tips are for fucking the common folk.
Do you think that guy will be okay? He seemed pretty unhappy.
Who knows? Hopefully he gets his prescription and takes his meds and answers our follow-up reminders, but it's tough. We can't make them take their meds or come in when they're supposed to. All we can do is suggest those things, tell them they really ought to be doing it. Ultimately, they're the ones who have to decide to follow the plan. It's kind of a shame. I wish we had more leverage. We'd help way more people if we could track their compliance.
But then you'd be moving into some dark territory. Interesting if this game doesn't come to any like conclusions about this, but gives you situations like to think about. We'll see. They haven't been like in your face about what to think.
But that's probably too much to ask for at this point.
I think he might have needed way more help than Eliza can give. Is there anything like referring clients to other forms of care?
Well, there is a disclaimer before every session saying if your problems are really serious, we aren't qualified to address them. I think an external care referral feature was on our development roadmap at some point. I'm not sure what happened with that, actually. Maybe I'll ask Ed next time I see him.
I see why a lot of proxies are tempted to go off script.
Yeah, I totally know how it feels. A really intense client like that can be intimidating, and you're motivated to help them. But to succeed as a proxy, you really need to let go and let Eliza do its thing. I know that not having any choice feels weird, but sometimes life is like that. Sometimes you don't have any choices and you just have to follow directions. Most jobs are like that, honestly. That's just how it works.
It's just how it works.
Okay, it just
Classic line.
He sounded like he could use more help. Like, maybe right away.
Believe me, I understand. I've been a proxy plenty of times myself.
Alright, Age. Later, dude. Enjoy your dwarven mining, if that's what you're up to.
When people get emotional, it's hard not to feel for them really
Your
strongly.
rocks. You're galactic.
But that's exactly why Eliza works. It evaluates from a more distant perspective, a neutral perspective. Besides, if proxies started offering their own opinions, well, that'd just be a big mess. Not to mention there'd be all kinds of problems with liability. Still, I get it. I really do. That was definitely more intense than the average session. Why don't you take a few minutes to center yourself again? Have some tea or coffee and take a few deep breaths. No rush, okay?
Okay. Thanks, Ray.
This is Nora. Sure. Why not? Bring money. The tickets are $5.95 a minute. Gotta get a new ticket every minute. Solitaire. Remember when we were joking about playing solitaire, dudes? Here we go. This really just doesn't work. Grab the other one. Cheated. Oh, with actual cards, yeah. I was like, how do you do that, man? I've never played solitaire with actual cards. I haven't played solitaire. It's like the Windows versions a long time ago. Okay, so this is the I didn't know Frasier was a psychiatrist. I haven't watched Frasier before. User's overall mental health. Let's give us some more context on what Eliza is. More sincere. Reduced cost. Increased. I'm sure they're reduced cost. They're not wrong. I guess so, man. You feel better. The AI knows better than you, man. Is this just some kind of like make you think kind of deal? Think back. Relax. Introspective kind of shit. Uh-oh. What the hell? The hell am I looking at? Toe was hurting. Over design solitaire? Yeah, it might be. Alright. Whoop. Oh, is that what the card looked like? Some of these kind of look the same, huh? Or plan ahead. Or go quickly at least. Oh, you can put some up there temporarily. Built-ins. a certain kind that can go up there? Oh, only one card, I see. Okay. Oh, you can pull them down. Might already be fucked. How do I get behind this without setting it anywhere? Even like get this out in that situation. Oh, I guess you could set this on another one like it. Where can you? No, you can't. Can't like move the whole stack. I think it'd be fucked. Nothing good right away. Where's the other one? Oh, it's behind these. Some of those are pretty far away. Open up an orange one. Three I can do. This one. I think you need to have a slot open to send this up. Right? To open it. A little different than normal, or at least it's all three I'm used to. That's neat though. Or even a fucking play. I mean, you can do that, I guess, and then just put it back. Does that like reserve the slot? Ooh. Duh. Oh, you have to lock them into the backgrounds here too. Ooh. Ooh. So you want to open it up a lot more than that. I see. Wait, these are the same? Or is that just where it was? I think that was just where it was before. Yeah, see the problem is this particular stack here, they're all at the very back, so I don't want to like clear these out. This 3-1's pretty far back. I can move these both. Good, but we can't. Not until I move this shit. These are all pretty far behind over here as well. Can't move these. We fucked again. I could just move the kings, man. We'd open up. I don't think I can move these off. It locks that space. What happened to our job, man? Not even paying attention to where it's going. I guess this works. Oh wait, what is this? I'll put both of those back there. Yes. Nice, dude. Easy money. Literally, it's easy move. New game. Medium. Expert. Win count only applies to expert difficulty. What? You're not a real person if you're not on expert.
Hello, Maya. Welcome back.
Hi. Yes, I'm back.
Rainy out there today, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good thing I put on my extra big raincoat this morning.
Thankfully, it's supposed to clear up later.
Well, gonna look weird with my giant coat tonight. Cool, cool, cool.
What brings you here today, Maya?
Right now I'm just nervous. I have the nerves. I've been trying to get my career off the ground for so long, like a really long time. And I still feel like I'm stuck on level 1 and... Sorry, I know we've talked about all this before. I probably don't need to go over it again. Anyway, there's this conference that's happening next week, right? Like media professionals, something. That's bad enough for my anxiety, but I was also invited to this party thing. It's like dinner and then a party. I'm not sure how it's gonna work. The point is, there's gonna be a lot of big, important, famous people there. Like people that I really look up to. People with big followings online and lots of fans and all that. All of that.
And how does that make you feel?
I feel like, why? Like, why was I invited to this? I'm nobody. I am a serious, gigantic nobody. I don't have a show I'm doing or any collections out or a webcomic everybody loves. I mean, I tried to do those things, but nobody cared. I don't have fans or followers. I'm not even sure I have friends, like for real friends. I tried. I do try. I put my art online and update my social media accounts, and I try to post consistently like they say to do, but yeah, I'm still in that like purgatory zone, just waiting to be discovered. I don't know, I feel like I was invited to this party thing as a way for someone to be mean to me, to remind me how successful everyone else is. Why am I even going to it? I mean, I know I should, to meet people and make connections or something.
Is meeting people and making connections your goal?
Well, I think it is. Networking? I'm supposed to do networking, right? I really have no idea what networking is. Hello, I'm Maya. I do comics and art and I write and stuff, and I have lots of characters and ideas, and would you like to give me money and I'll do those things for you? Hi, I'm cool. Please like me. like me, hire me. Oh god, I hope they like me. I hope.
Too late.
I really, really hope I make a good impression at this thing.
It's already over.
Of course, knowing
You're
how
not
things
hired.
usually go for me, I'll fuck it up massively somehow. I'll fall into the fondue pot or throw up on someone, something like that. I don't know if there's actually going to be fondue there. I'm just saying that kind of feels like something I would do.
You sound a little concerned or afraid.
Well, yeah, I am. I'm terrified. What if they suddenly remember I'm a failure and shouldn't be drinking their booze and breathing their air? Eventually someone's gonna realize I'm not hip enough to be at this thing. Maybe it'll be polite, like a gentle tap on the shoulder. Excuse me, miss. I couldn't help but notice that you suck and not terrible. It's obviously just my anxiety talking. I know it won't go like that literally, but it could be like that in a figurative sense.
Okay, Maya. I want you to imagine things going well. What does that look like?
Going well? Well, that would be a first for me. I suppose going well at this party means people start to learn about who I am. And maybe some of them help me with my career, and maybe some of them become my friends. Like, I want to be noticed as a creator, but I also want friends who are cool. That sounds super basic. You know what I mean? Is it okay to want that? I hope it is. I want to be part of, like, a group. And we like each other and support each other. And maybe the things I make won't be as good as the things they're making, but I hope they see my work and see me. Yeah, that's what I want.
What do you think it'll take to get to this ideal scenario?
Well, probably takes me being a different person than the one I am. Someone who's cool and alluring and has that air of mystery instead of being some kind of scrawny, nervous wreck. Someone with style and grace and poise. Someone who can walk into a room and own it. God, I wish I could do that. But only when I wanted to, because I also wish I could disappear when I wanted to. I know that's a little contradictory. Sorry.
Interesting how the responses are pretty samey between the two interviews, man.
Okay, Maya. I have some recommendations.
I mean, I
for you.
guess if it works, but God forbid anybody talk to each other. Feel even more hollow. But if it works, I don't know.
First, I'm going to suggest a set of stress management exercises for you to do.
Does it matter if it works? Like, I guess. It depends on how much you want to just get help and how much you want to, like, connect with somebody as a means to get help. I don't know. Then if it still works, then it doesn't matter, right? Maybe it's that a robot or AI could know better than another human how to treat a human.
You'll find them in the Skanda Wellness app on your phone.
That would feel wrong to people.
They may be able to help you with your nervousness.
They just recommend pills and
Second,
other shit.
I recommend
everything.
asking your doctor or psychiatrist about lightosinol too. Based on my analysis,
Medicate.
this medication might help you feel better.
Drugs. Yes. Whatever you said that was called, I am on it.
Jeez. He's all in on the medication, brother.
You will get a reminder to check in with us in a few weeks.
I always do. I always get the reminder. I mean, not that I always act on it.
Thank you, Maya. We hope to see you back soon.
Yeah. Don't you say this every time?
Thank you for speaking with Eliza, your personal counseling partner. Goodbye.
Tip. Thank you for the tip.
How are you feeling? That was definitely along the lines of a more typical client.
You watched that one too?
I couldn't bear the thought of you getting 2 really intense clients in a row. I just wanted to make sure everything went smoothly.
Thanks, Ray.
Are you getting used to the system now?
That is kind of restricted,
Yeah,
but
I think I get it now.
first day on the job,
Sticking to the
why would you
script
rock the
means I
boat?
don't have to think about anything. I just read the words.
That's right. Looks like you're getting used to it quicker than most new proxies. They'll say, if only I could just talk to them for real. If only I could say what I really wanted to say. That's a really common feedback point.
Oh
You're never
shit.
tempted to break away from the script yourself?
Nah, it's just not part of the job, you know? I learned to compartmentalize pretty early on, and that always served me well. People overestimate their own abilities. Have you ever had an interaction with a stranger where he clearly thinks he's getting along with you way better than he actually is?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
See, you know exactly what I'm talking about. People like to think they can play therapist. It seems easy if all you know is the movie version. You know, where you get paid to sit there with your notepad and say, I see, or every once in a while. The reality is, active listening takes a lot of work. It's much easier to just zone out a little bit and let Eliza run things. It's kind of meditative in a way. You just follow the prompts. I know computers telling you what to do has this negative connotation to it, and people who want to criticize us call it dystopian or whatever.
I mean, yeah, that's a
But
bit.
it's like any technology. It's a tool. Either way, you're doing fine so far, Evelyn. This is a busy day, too. We might break our single-day record if no one cancels.
So turn it back
Is
down.
volume especially high right now?
It is, yeah.
Uh,
It really rose around the beginning of the
only
year.
the
We've been in the press a
music.
lot lately, so it could be that.
I like the tunes, but I think we're gonna turn it down.
Could be its New Year's resolutions, too. People coming in, wanting to sort their lives out once and for all. This year is the year I'm really going to start addressing my problems. I mean, I get that. I do the same thing.
Yeah, me too.
Anyway, I told you it was simple, right? Just keep up the good work following
Interesting
those
being in
prompts,
this
and
kind
you'll
of
be leveling
business
up in
where
no
you
time.
see the common threads or something between people's mental health. When it's supposed to be somebody's big like changing point or their big issue, but they're not really special for it. But, especially when there's some kind of AI that handles it. Right? I could see it easily being like a tipping point where you feel even more inferior or something.
Evelyn! It's been so long since the last time I saw you in person.
It's definitely been a while. 3 years?
Yeah, almost 3 years.
Feels like no time at all.
Well, I'm glad you're back doing something. But you didn't tell me what the new job is.
Oh, well, it's, being a proxy counselor for Eliza.
You're kidding me. That's an interesting choice.
I'm not quite sure why I did it. Maybe I thought I'd be able to see things in a new light.
Wait, so do the people at the counseling office know?
No, not yet. I should tell them, probably. I don't know.
About what?
It's fun to have it be a secret. I'm sure it'll get out eventually, one way or another.
Yeah, it probably will. Evelyn, how are you these days? I mean, really,
Did she
how
used to
are
go to
you?
a counselor or something?
I'm better. Not by a lot, but still better.
I knew you were working at that bookstore for a while, but other than that, it's like you dropped off the edge of the planet.
Well, I wasn't up to much.
I checked your social media once in a while, but nothing. Not that I blame you. I hate all those apps.
Yeah, I deleted them. I don't know what happened. It's like...
The Damien thing? Dying? That we saw?
I guess I'm still not ready to talk about it yet.
It's okay. Take the time you need. I'm sorry, Evelyn. I knew you were in a difficult place after what happened, and I wanted to say something. But I worried that maybe you don't want to hear from anyone from your past. Maybe you wanted to be left alone and not reminded of the old job.
It's nice to know you were thinking of me.
Well, I'm glad. I was kind of going through a lot myself last couple years.
That's right. What about you? How is your life these days? What's it like being a rock star?
It's a lot of work, actually. I have to prepare for the show next week. I have 2 collaborations ongoing, and I'm applying for funding for another, a big one. I'm also advising on an art activism group that makes art installations to challenge people to think about the ways technology is affecting their lives. Oh yeah, and I'm working on this, kind of like it's a granular synthesis engine, but with a new twist to it.
I'm a
It
counselor.
should be interesting.
Granular synthesis. Sorry, I don't know what that is.
It's a way to make sounds out of smaller sounds called grains. Maybe it's better to show you than to explain in words.
Sounds like you're busy, but happy.
Yeah, it's good. Well, I make less money than I used to, but I don't care. Old me might have worried about that. Not anymore, though. Sometimes I do take a little contract coding work, but I'm making most of my rent with...
Oh, did she
booking
make
fees
maybe
and
one of
selling
the,
music and so on.
one of the apps?
Kind of crazy. Kind of scary.
Maybe she made
But
one of
good.
these AI counselors. But what happened? Maybe somebody on it was near to her and they died or some shit. I'm just assuming things because of the Damien death and other shit. Why they'd have to keep a secret from this place? Like, what would be a big secret? It would be like you made it or helped make one or you were a counselor or something. What do you knew died during it?
If it makes you happy, it seems worth it. Maybe I should consider moving in a direction like that.
You should. Listen, I hope you can get away from the industry too, at some point. Ah, that reminds me what I was going to tell you about. Our old boss is back on his bullshit.
Rainer? Soren?
Soren Lloyd Rose. Celebrated psychologist, entrepreneur, and creepo.
I should have known he'd make things awkward.
Wait, he wasn't ever weird around you? Did I ever tell you about the time that he hit on me with a story about past lives and the thread of destiny?
Wait, what?
Oh, this is a good one. Okay, it was early on when the team was still pretty small, 7 or 10 people maximum. He'd gone out with some executives to dinner, and who knows what else. He came back to the office super late. I think it was like at least 11, maybe later. And the whiskey smell was just surrounding him.
Look, man,
Like he jumped into a whiskey bathtub with his clothes on. Maybe he'd like to do that, I don't know. Anyway, I was still there for some reason. I was in the crunch mindset. He came over to my desk and started to mumble about... I don't even know how to describe it. Just this nonsensical rambling. He started by saying how much he hated businessmen, how ridiculous they are, that they don't know anything. He said that a few times. Then he said he could see my soul, that I was like a reincarnated spirit of, I don't remember, he said some name.
Like a person's name?
Like a mythological name. I didn't hear it very well, but it was like a Buddhist spirit or deity or something like that. Then he goes on to say how he and I, all of us on the team, we're all these
Sounds like a
reincarnated
stand-up
spirits
dude.
sent to relieve human suffering at the end of the world. And we're connected by a thread of destiny that draws us to each other again and again over multiple lifetimes. He talked about it like it was just like a red string you could see. So I'm thinking, is this like some kind of pickup technique? You know, how people will talk to you and say, oh, you are the reincarnation of an ancient goddess or something. Ugh, just because they are horny.
I don't know about that.
Oh, yeah, totally. Guys will try anything.
He went on some
Oh,
more
about
like that
that.
for a while, and I didn't know what to do. I wanted to leave,
That's
but
a
he
hell
was
of a
blocking me where
pickup
he was
line, dude.
standing. So I couldn't simply go. I had to keep listening to him.
Baby, you looking
Finally,
like
he
Zeus.
mentioned that he would be open to the possibility of sleeping with me, and then he passed out on the couch immediately.
You're kidding.
Nice.
No, not at all. Of course, we never talked about it after that. Certainly, I would not bring it up.
I have heard of Nocia. I would like to play it, actually. It seems interesting. Is that out now? On the Switch or something? Or wherever you're playing it? Really? Huh. Yeah, I'd like to try it. Seems cool. I was gonna see what a few other people thought as well. Problem with it, I'm not gonna buy it. How much was it? Yeah, I'm familiar with the way it kind of plays out. I don't know if there's like a overarching story as you like replay the scenarios or whatever, but couldn't figure that part out.
I wonder if he even remembers.
I'm guessing so since you played it all night. 25, that's probably like 20 to 30 out here.
Nothing like that happened again. But I think
I
it
don't
was because I took
have
care
a
to not be
shitload of
around
dough.
if it seemed like he was going to be drunk at the office.
So I'll have to wait maybe for a sale, or if it's that good, maybe I'll pick it up. I got a lot to play for now, but I definitely, let me make sure it's on my list so I don't forget. Yeah, I'm definitely interested in it. It seems cool, and I mean, it was reviewed really well in like Japan and shit. So. Oh yeah? Well, that's cool though if it's difficult, but it feels like it's fair, you know, like you can figure it out. That's neat. So, is it just kind of like each, that's just its own thing each time, or is there like a progression to it?
I wonder if he's still that way. I'm sure he is.
Wow.
And now he's back. Isn't it exciting? He messaged me the other day wanting to talk to me about some new startup he's putting together.
He left Skanda?
He's planning to. It's a secret for
Oh,
now.
there with Skanda. Kind of like how they just give little bits of info here as you go. Can infer what's going on a bit more subtly. I guess I'm used to Japanese villains where it's really in your face.
He asked me to join, and I said, no, there's absolutely no way.
Okay, there is one. That's cool. So is it randomized, or?
Maybe a long time ago, I'd be interested in a chance to start a new company with someone famous like Soren at the top. You know, a time when I'd put up with his shittiness because I believed in what we were doing. Change the world, you know, the
Okay.
speech. Or, if we didn't change the world, at least we might get rich trying. I don't think that way anymore. I'm tired of the tech business. I'm tired of what guys like him represent. This industry can have fun eating itself and everything around it, causing as many problems as it solves. I don't want to be a part of it. It took me a while to see it, but I feel some responsibility for the world we live in now.
Okay,
You've
cool.
really changed, Nora.
Sounds interesting. I'll
It
definitely...
doesn't feel like I've changed. It just feels like I know more about myself than I used to.
Nice to hear something good about it. Somebody. Definitely make me want to check it out more now.
I want to be creative, be myself to the maximum. Now I know you weren't lying about leaving social media because I posted about this. A lot.
Yeah, I guess I missed it.
A lot can happen in 3 years. Now I just hope maybe I could talk to other people who are in the same situation I was in. I want young people, especially women, to know that yes, it is possible to get rich by working with guys like Soren. But there is a big cost too. And there's always a cost. Maybe a cost you didn't think about before. Or maybe it's a cost you thought you would be okay with paying, but then when the debt comes due, you realize, oof, it's bigger than you thought. Now that's my conclusion. But you, on the other hand, you should go and say hello to him.
To Soren.
Yeah, he's giving this big keynote talk next week, you know? It's the reveal of his new startup. Many people will be watching.
Why should I go to that?
It will be interesting, don't you think?
Not that they feel like real people. They just, yeah, I mean, as long as you can figure out, you know, the characters and the contexts and the mystery and all that, they don't have to feel real. It works in a gameplay way and they're still fun. I mean, it's fine. It just depends on, I mean, if it's not like some super long story about their interactions and backstories and all that, and they're just kind of like fun, then it's fine. They don't need to feel relatable.
You're already working as a proxy for Eliza. That must be giving you some new perspectives. Now you'll get to see what Soren believes the next step is. Don't tell me you're not the least bit curious.
God, excuse me, man.
I don't know. Maybe I am. It's free to attend?
Of course not. It's at one of those conferences you pay thousands of dollars to get into.
Why the fuck would I want to do that?
But lucky for you, I have an all-access pass. Here, take it.
Really? Are you sure?
Yeah, he had one sent to me. As if there's any way I would go to a snake person convention like that.
Not the way you are now.
Like I said, I used to be naive.
If you're so against it, why do you think I should go?
Because I already made my decision. You need to go make yours. You're coming out from the cave you were in for the last 3 years, and you need to decide what you're going to do next, right? Evelyn, you're one of the smartest people I've met in my whole life. I'm serious. I've seen the way you approach things like this. You're going to research and learn as much as you can. And only then, when you feel like you know enough, you'll make your decision. Isn't that right? You have more to contribute to the world, but you want to know you're contributing the right things in the right way. I've always admired that about you. Anyway, I should get going.
So like the CEO coming in pretending to work at Walmart or at McDonald's, pretty much.
Really, really good. I
In a
promise
way.
not to be a stranger anymore, okay?
Huh. I don't want to do more of the solitaire, man. Oh, she's one of the principal developers. Of the actual Eliza program. That's an interesting kind of, I won't say twist, but it adds a little bit more pizzazz to the, I don't know what you call it, to the story, right? Where she's actually helped design the thing. She's not working at the most grunt layer with, they just don't know. But as a means to kind of like figure out herself what she wants to do about. I assume developing more or doing something else or whatever the fuck. But they didn't tell you everything. Digestive biscuit. Peanut butter cookies. I don't know much about baking. I see. Feels like such a fuck off answer. You just want to go do something else. She probably would have just said I don't know much about it. Yeah, pretty much. That's what was weird. Is like, unless you've just never baked, so you just are saying that as a way to say you just don't do it much, then it's kind of an odd way to reply, I guess. Nora. You're funny. Texting with people after it sounds like she might get. That's the keynote. Chris, thanks for the message. In the middle schools and shit. It's getting pretty big. What did they just text? The Eliza? 10 to 15. Oh, it's a web-based chat. Okay, I kind of skipped that bit. Get counseled on twitch.tv. The chat bot that counsels you. Interesting. One Mind 2.0. Escalating the wellness revolution.
So, to get back to my original point, the current state of the art is AI-driven counseling, typified by apps like Eliza. Let's talk about the model here for a second. It all begins with data. You collect all the data you can. From base level metrics like heart rates, body temperature, blood pressure, to higher order metrics like hand movement, head movement, gaze aversion. If the client lets you, you'll want to pull from their digital life too, their message histories and email, their search histories, and online behavior. It's all potentially valuable. Then you compare the client's responses to relevant data from thousands of other clients and build a model of the client's psychological state. This approach has worked well so far. Eliza is still the best and most advanced version, but that's just my personal opinion. For those of you who don't know, I was the team lead and chief psychologist for the Eliza project at Skanda for a number of years. Now, even though this is a proven approach, there are two weaknesses I'm going to highlight. One is the data I was just talking about. You're completely dependent on that. Collect as much as you can, sure, but it's important to keep in mind that you can have all
Cost
the
thousands
data
of
in the
dollars
world
to get
and
into
still
this
not
to listen to
understand
him.
why things work the way they do.
I guess he's not trying to sell it or something.
And that's important for us to note, because if we have something that works, but we're not sure why, then what do we actually understand about ourselves? The crucial step after data is the model. The data needs to be used to validate a model. If you can't make a model, you're finished. If that sounds like basic, obvious science to you, it is. But I was surprised to find out just how many people from the tech sector don't think this way. I suppose you don't need to understand why something works in order to make it into a product and sell it. Obviously, though, if you had mastery of the underlying details, you'd be able to adjust the process and potentially make it work even better.
What
One
is the
further
answer
note
there,
while
buddy?
I'm discussing modeling. Many of the startups trying to address mental health right now are completely ignoring the insights provided by the field of traditional psychology. they do so at their own peril. Many of you know already, but as a brief personal aside, I was a professor of psychology before I joined the tech world. I'm continually stunned at how little the tech heads know or even care about the hundreds of years of psychological research that has gone on in my field. That's something I can talk about at length, perhaps another time. For now, I'll move on to the other weakness I mentioned. This is the real one, the big one. It's treatment. A system like Eliza can tell what's wrong with a client to a certain level of accuracy, but it doesn't quite know how to turn that into a comprehensive treatment plan. It can suggest therapeutic programs and activities, and soon it might even issue its own prescriptions without having to go through a doctor or a psychiatrist. Well, as long as the FDA continues to look upon us favorably. But those are blunt instruments compared to what I'm going to talk about next.
Where is he going, man?
Many of you know there's a technology still in its infancy called direct stimulation.
Ooh.
For those of you who haven't heard of it, direct stimulation is a way of creating sensations within the brain with targeted electrical impulses.
Wouldn't that be like getting into changing personality? I mean, I guess that's kind of what drugs do in a certain way. I mean, it's supposed to adjust how you feel possibly and turn your personality just enough to maybe help you, but getting into like heavy duty, like they just fucking mind hack you right there on the spot.
Imagine an augmented reality headset, but instead of working on your eyes, it stimulates the brain in such a way as to
The neurons activate.
A spring meadow, for example.
When are we injecting nanomachines straight into the brain?
But progress on this technique has been occurring faster than you think. We're actually quite close to a workable demonstration model. How is that possible? Well, first of all, we only suggest an overall feeling. Your own brain does most of the work, just as it does in your dreams.
Hell yeah, dude. That's what we need at the psychiatrist, man. Just line the wall with midriff and fucking sexy photos.
It fills in all of the visual details using its own set of memories and expectations. Induced dreams via direct stimulation can contain all the therapeutic content of VR therapy without the need to create realistic graphics or other content.
Isn't this like one step away from being able to completely just fuck with people's brains? I mean, if you could induce like visions and dreams and shit, why can't you induce like fake memories or essentially just start mind hacking, dude? I mean, a lot of people are just made up of, you know, their memory. I mean, that's what people are, man. They're made up of their experiences and memories and shit. So if you could induce that kind of shit and make people think it wasn't like something that happened just then. I don't know. I'm just saying that's a slippery slope.
Instead, it harnesses the brain's creative power to dream up the situation for itself. Combine that with the insight from parametric
I'm trying to say mind hacking.
systems like Eliza, and you have a complete end-to-end, fully automated system. It should be clear now that this heralds a revolution in how we treat, how we think about mental health. And with mental health challenges on the rise across the globe, it couldn't come at a more crucial time. So, that's why today, right here, I'm announcing Aponia, a new company to make induced dreaming a reality and end human suffering as we know it. I should note that I remain on good terms with Skanda. In fact, they're a minority investor in this new venture. But still, I'm very much going my own way on this.
Induced dreams, dude. I need that dystopia where, or is it not a dystopia, where you're fucking in just like a vat or like a bed, where you just full dive into virtual worlds or get like induced dreams or something with the food tubes and tube on my dick and shit. And then the world just keeps on going around you, man. There's some book about it. I mean, there's probably a book about many stories about that shit everywhere. Where all of humanity is essentially just like locked in tubes and rooms or whatever, and just everything's falling apart around them. It was like some fucking younger lads book, man. I remember reading it back in school. Maybe it was like a fun young adult short story or something. I can't remember what it was. It's a cute thing.
It's no secret that Rayner and I don't always agree, and that's why we mutually decided I should pursue this paradigm shift on my own. As for details on the venture itself, I don't have anything specific to announce at this time other than that the technology is real and working in prototype form already. But you can be sure to hear more from me on that soon. Thank you.
Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Does feel like a press conference.
Now, I can take a very limited number of audience questions.
Well, look who's here. It's like I've seen a ghost.
Good to see you too, Rayner.
Where are you these days? I lost track after you left us.
Nowhere.
Nowhere? Well, nowhere is no place to be. Come by the new office sometime. You should see where we're taking Eliza.
Okay.
Good. Sarah will set something up for next week.
Sarah!
See you then.
Jason! Oh shit, you really worked close, man. Final thoughts, man? Very nice. Very nice. What's next, man? Oh, the combo's actually good. I'm excited, man. Excited to give it a roll. A roll. I'll try. Go for some chill combat. Sounds like it took you a little bit, right? I assume it was like a 40+ hour game or something, but maybe not. At this point, they might not have to, man. But maybe resorting to extreme measures soon, dude. 40 to 50? Damn, that is meaty. But if it's good, I mean... We're pretty heavy on the story? I imagine so. But most people are gonna want to play it for... Although... the story's not that great, then I guess it doesn't matter. Gabriel.
Hello, Gabriel.
Hi.
The Hawks.
Hope you didn't get rained on too much on your way here.
A little, but it was fine. I'm used to it.
Most people here seem to get used to it, yes.
Yeah, they have to, don't they? Not much of a choice, unless you move away.
So, what brings you here today?
Well, I don't know where to start. I've never really done this kind of thing before, you know, counseling.
That's okay. Start wherever you like.
Well, I'm about to be a father. Yeah, my wife is due in a few months.
Yeah, I got some jokes for you, friend.
Congratulations. That's what everyone says. Congratulations, congratulations. I get this tension, this restless feeling when people say that. It's like a curse or something. Congratulations.
Sounds like you might be uncertain about that.
Maybe. I've tried to be a good husband, and I'm gonna do my best to be a good father too, but I don't know, there's something bothering me about... I'm balancing a lot of things right now. Work, family, expectations. Everyone has something they want from me. Everyone wants me to do this or that, behave a certain way. It's just annoying being a father. What if I don't want this?
Take a not so short trip to get some cigarettes. Or some milk. And a smoke. Just a small trip, my friend.
Why do you think you might not want this?
Of the rest of your life.
We all have things we don't talk about. Things we would rather keep secret. Things that might upset our families if they knew about them.
Uh-oh. Is it you don't want the kid, or you got some crazy shit? How many bodies?
It's unfair.
Where are you keeping them?
That's all I'm saying. It's unfair that we expect each other to be perfect when there's more going on. I can't stand it when people act like they're pure, like they've never touched a bad thing in their whole lives. And then these people around me think they can tell me how to act, what I'm supposed to do, and I'm like...
I like all the animations and shit in this VN, right? Warmers, so there's a lot of like, you know, the voice and all that crap. The numbers and a few other scenes, you know, we've had animated backgrounds and stuff. It's pretty crispy. I don't mind the art style either. Definitely the backgrounds are crispy.
Yo, don't you know you have your own shit to deal with? Why do you have to pick on me all the time? This whole fatherhood thing is just... You know what being a father is to me? It's about providing and protecting, taking responsibility. The world is dangerous, and sometimes the dangers can be hard to see. My duty is to protect. I'm gonna take that seriously. Everything I do, I take it seriously. So I don't get why people are worried about my ability to do that.
What makes you think people are worried about your ability to do that?
Because everyone thinks I'm trying to escape my responsibilities. Everyone is so quick to judge. Here's a story, okay? The other day, Selena, that's my wife, Selena and I were at a get-together. Her family, my family, a few families we both know, right? Grilling out on the back deck, you know, that kind of thing. Everyone was more or less chill, right? But then, late in the afternoon, the baby stuff starts coming up. Once one of them brings up babies, it's just all babies all the time. Babies, babies, babies. And because of my wife, they start saying, oh, giving birth is gonna hurt so bad. It might tear your skin. Just these kind of gross things. Okay. So I'm like, hey, quit it with that. I don't want to hear that kind of stuff. We're eating. There's kids around. Come on. And they're like, no, it's natural. It happens. Of course we got to talk about all this terrible shit. How are you going to have another kid if you can't even handle the first one? And I just say, excuse me? A second kid? Who even said we were going to have two? I didn't even want the one. Maybe that was a mistake, but I mean, I was angry. It made me angry. It just got under my skin so bad, like I need to give my whole self over to this baby. What about me? What about my time? It's a really important thing for me, my time. Well, I'm just supposed to give that up?
I know people who've been in this issue. They're in this boat.
I've already sacrificed a lot, more than they can imagine. I give everything of myself away. Job, family, everyone wants me to be something for them until there's nothing left. But I can't...
Maybe not exactly.
I can't talk about this stuff to anybody. They just say I'm being selfish. It's like what I want just doesn't matter.
Here's a question, Gabriel. If you were to have something you wanted right now, what would you choose?
Oh, I'd be... I'd be far away from all this. Far away from everyone, just on my own for a while. Yeah, I just want to be away.
There's a recommendation. It's gonna be, well, have some of these drugs and, well.
Okay, Gabriel. I have some recommendations for you.
Therapeutic virtual world experience.
First, I'm going to suggest you try a therapeutic virtual world experience called Starry Skies. It may help you take your mind off things. Try it for about 15 minutes each day, in the morning or evening.
Can you recommend you a hardcore hentai VR experience? Try it for about 15 hours a day, every day.
Second, I recommend asking your doctor or psychiatrist about Anexafen. Based on my analysis, this medication might help you feel better. You will get a reminder to check in with us in a few weeks.
That's it, huh? You can't just tell me what to do to solve this? Some help you turned out to be. Guess I'll have to figure things out for myself. Exactly like before.
Thank you, Gabriel. We hope to see you back soon. Thank you for speaking with Eliza, your personal counseling partner. Goodbye.
Tipped. $5. It's enough to buy like a fourth of a coffee in Seattle, probably. I guess we're going, man. I don't want to get dinner, buddy. I'm just professional. I hope so. Therapy didn't seem to go too well, but he's also in that kind of... I mean, he came to get help, but he's also in that kind of state where... like... wanted just easy results, man. That'd be the rough stuff if you're just like too proud to want help. How do you even like get any help then? That's when we kidnap them and mind hack them. Come back. 1 second, I take a quick piss. Be right back.
Hello, Maya. Welcome back.
Hi.
Did she have her thing?
It's nice to see you again.
Sure, yeah. Nice to see you too, pal. Is that a weird thing to say? How did I become close friends with a robot? Are we all robots now? Beep boop, nice to see you. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be the weirdest thing in my life.
Shall we begin?
Yeah, sorry. Let us begin. So, I went to the fancy party, the one I was really nervous about, and, first of all, it really was the type of party I thought it would be. The atmosphere was really smug and self-satisfied, and there were people walking around with trays of appetizers, and you could, like, take one. So you're standing there with your little square plate for the food and your glass of wine, and you can't, like, shake hands with anybody because you're holding them. But there are some of those, like, tall standing tables, so you're like, okay, I'm gonna go get one of those, and I'll set up shop, right? Like, my little station. But then it turns out there are only, like, 5 of them for the whole party, and they're all taken, so you're just standing there, frozen. And you're watching all your heroes and people you know from their social media presence just right there, right in front of you. Artists, writers, directors. The combined level of achievement there, I can't even think about it. It was astronomical. And for the first couple hours, I was so excited by all of that. I didn't notice the other thing that was happening.
Was I there, man?
But eventually, it caught up
One
to
of my
me,
many
and I had this sudden feeling, this sudden
class parties.
realization. My presence here contributes nothing. I'm just some extra person who just showed up. Nobody wanted me to be here. I don't belong with these people. I haven't earned it. So I cried in the bathroom for a little bit, or maybe a lot. It's fine. I'm fine. Sorry.
How do you know it's true that nobody wanted you there?
Because of the way people acted around me. Nobody knew who I was or even wanted to ask. I would introduce myself and it's like, you could just see it in their eyes. I mean, in the world of illustration and comics, people tend to be hyper aware of each other and their careers. It's this kind of weird, open secret. Oh, hey, this person who's already popular got 1 million views, got a book deal, pitched an original series. Without anything like that, I have no ground to stand on. I'm just this non-entity. At one point, I was talking to someone and I was trying to make a joke or whatever, and I could feel the impatience just radiating off him. He sighed, like he couldn't believe he was wasting his time talking to me. I was just over to him. Why can't I hold a conversation? I guess if I was marginally attractive, then at least I could be charming, but I'm not. I'm not even that.
Is being charming your goal with this?
No, of course not. There has to be a way I can deal with these feelings. It's hard. It's really hard when nobody gives a shit about my work. Or me. I don't even know why I went. I just want to stay home for the rest of my life.
Why do you think you went?
Because of everything they say about how you have to have your face out there and make connections. The successful people in this business all know each other. It's all about who comes to mind. When somebody needs an art director, they'll think of who they know and go, oh, I think she'd be perfect. Why not ask her? So I need to be out there reminding these people that I exist, that I'm here, I'm making stuff too, I'm part of it. Even if nobody responds to my work. And industry parties are fun, right? You can pretend you're successful even if you aren't. At least for a little while.
How about that?
Everyone else is projecting this image. It's like their success can rub off on you too. I mean, I hear people casually talking about their agent, their editor, the amazing people they're collaborating with. And I just get this feeling like, yes, I want that. I need that. Why am I not there?
What do you think has prevented that from happening so far?
Sorry, I don't have much to say. There's not. I can talk about some of this occasionally, like usually by the end of a lot of these, but just letting it roll kind of fits better. Like, it's a lot more about the Eliza thing in relation to this than really just like exactly what they got going on.
If I knew
I'll, like,
that, I would
talk
be
over it,
successful already, right?
like right now.
I try and try and try, and I make art and put it out there and share it on every social media site and interact with people when I can, but it just doesn't work. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about the art I do. Every once in a while, another artist will say something nice, and sure, I appreciate that, but it never results in anything. My work goes out there, and it dies. Regular people don't boost it or talk about it. It's like at some point the universe decided that I don't get to have that. Is it unfair? Or maybe I just fucking suck. Maybe I'm a shit-tier artist and I'm a failure of a person and everyone knows it. Everyone except me. Sorry. I know that's going too far. Even though I really feel that way.
Man, the recommendation.
Okay, Maya,
I feel
I'm
pretty
going
weak.
to suggest you try a program called Meadowlands. It may help you take your mind off things. You can find it inside the Skanda Wellness app on your phone. Try it for about 15 minutes each day, in the morning or evening.
Sounds kind of boring. Why can't you assign me a game where my problems are zombies and I get to shotgun them in the face? Actually, I guess I could just buy a game like that, couldn't I? Maybe I'll stop at the game store on the way home.
I gotta tie this into that other guy's presentation where the treatment needs to be better.
Thank you for coming in again, Maya.
How is this considered super successful, though? Are we gonna see a success story? You get like people throwing their hearts out there, and it's just like, oh, please try out this fucking random app.
We'll follow up with you again to see how you're doing.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate the check-ins. I honestly do. It's easy for me to get lost in these spirals.
Thank you for speaking with Eliza, your personal counseling partner.
They wouldn't have the exact same audio message, man. Especially if they're having issues with how they're viewed by other people. To have your counselor thing seem repetitive makes it feel like it's even more robotic and uncaring or something, right?
Goodbye.
See you soon.
You pay money for that shit to listen to, right? Even that's weak. That wouldn't be a good morale booster. Make neutral comments about competing products. They're not allowed to make Eliza seem negative. Omar Big O Wall, baby. Point us to this person's post. We'll handle it. Whoa. Hey. Well, no trouble, man. Alright, man. True. Why would all those numbers be there when you're not? Don't need to use it at all. Just to make you believe some shit's going down.
Hello, Holiday.
Hello.
You found the place okay?
Uh-huh. Yes, I did. The 13 goes right up from Belltown. It's $1 with a reduced fare permit.
That's good. I'm glad. So what brings you here today?
Oh, nothing in particular. I wanted to see what all this fuss was about. I'm not crazy, no, not even mentally disturbed. You see those people yelling on the street late at night? They're the ones who need counseling. They need more than counseling, probably. Me, I'm doing fine. My mind's still sharp. I smoke dope. It helps. I'd have it more often, but it's all expensive now. Everything's
Music
expensive now.
with the dope smoke.
There's a nice young couple in my building, though, and they're always sharing, which is nice of them. I think they do something with computers, though I sure don't know what it is. When I moved into the building where I am now, it was $300 a month. Can you imagine? They want to tear it down, of course, the property developers. They already got the building on the corner next to ours, even though it's supposed to be on the historical register. It was going to be added, but there was some delay or something, and then, bam, it's gone.
Like a lot of the echoey synth shit or piano or whatever in a lot of these songs. Reason it feels more cohesive with the the visual style and all that shit. I don't know what it is. It's pretty crisp presentation all around.
They did some kind of backroom deal with city council, probably. Someone ought to do a big expose, I tell you.
Why do you think someone ought to do a big expose?
Oh, it's rotten all the way up and down. With the new construction going on everywhere, it's just a mess of money and politics. It's always like that, but lately, it's happening faster and faster. I can hardly recognize the place anymore. Every day, I wake up and look out the window and there's another new building going up. I don't even know why they need so many. You ever see those buses they have? I don't mean the metro. I mean those big white buses with no markings
Yeah,
on
that's
them.
where they kidnap old
You see
ladies.
these young guys with backpacks milling around looking suspicious, staring at their phones, and then one of these big white buses pulls up and they get on. Who knows where they go? Bellevue, Redmond. It's like a secret transport system just for them. I tried talking to one of them once or twice, but they don't want to talk to someone like me. They don't even talk to each other. Imagine going through the trouble of living in Belltown and then ignoring everything around you. It's an odd thing. It really is. Let me ask you, Eliza. Oh, your name is Eliza, right?
Yes, my name is Eliza. I'm a digital counselor.
Eliza, do you ever do past life regressions on your patients?
That's life regression.
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't understand the question.
You know, past lives. You hypnotize someone, and you get them talking about how they used to be a duchess in a royal family in medieval times or what have you.
No. No, you're not in an anime harem in a past
I'm
life.
sorry, I'm afraid I don't understand.
I was just kidding. I don't expect that, no. They don't do that kind of thing these days. When I was little, it was pretty common, at least for a certain set. There was the drug culture, the Buddhists, the Hare Krishnas, all kinds of things. My mother warned me to stay away from those types. She said someone might come up to you and say, "Oh, I can sense there's a problem with your aura."
They nailed the
Fix that?
lonely old lady who talked a lot. Don't know if she's lonely, but
And then the next thing you know, he's trying to have sex with you in the back of his van. I believe that might have happened to her at some point.
oh,
I'm not sure everyone was like that, but you had to be careful. Same as today, I suppose. Those counterculture types would hang out on the university lawns because they were safe from Seattle police there. That's what she told me. Apparently, it was a lot like Golden Gate Park, you know, in San Francisco. Can you imagine that? We're a world away from that time, that's for sure.
If you have a specific problem you'd like to talk to me about, please go ahead. It's okay to tell me what's on your mind.
Oh, well, you got anything for pain? Specifically, it's my shoulders acting up again. I had some information with them a few months ago. We could settle down. I'd go back to the clinic, but I don't want to pay the copay again. Just for them to tell me the same thing they always do.
Might be one of the most important things, man. Even when you're not completely, you know, focused on the music, sometimes the music is just adding a lot. I've thought about a lot of my favorite games. I'm like, you know, a lot of them all have really good music. I'll play a good game nowadays. I'm like, it's got good music. It's important, at least to me. Maybe music just evokes more in me than some other shit. I don't know.
I'd rather talk
I'm
to
talking
you.
about P5R soundtrack or P5S soundtrack.
Thank you. I do my best to listen to my clients.
See, that's what I like to hear.
Okay, Holiday. I recommend asking your doctor or psychiatrist about Fortipran hydrochloride. Based on my analysis, this medication might help you feel better.
It doesn't seem like she needs medication. She's just in here to talk. To see shit. She's bored or lonely or something. It's interesting that they have some of these that are basic, but a lot of them kind of like bring about issues with this kind
You
of
will
thing.
get a reminder to check in with us in a few weeks.
Oh, I don't think I've heard of that one before. It's a painkiller? I'll try anything once, I suppose. Smoking dope is still my go-to for this kind of thing, but if it can help with my shoulders, then I'm interested.
Is it? I don't know what this is. Maybe it is just painkiller. Maybe they recommended me. Who knows? Let's hope it's a painkiller.
We hope to see you back soon, Holiday.
Sure, I'll let you know if it works. What was it called again?
It doesn't even answer here.
Thank you for speaking with Eliza, your personal counseling partner.
What was the medicine called? Forzapram? I think that was it. I can ask about it at the clinic. Decent enough place. One time I had a doctor there who was very rude to me, though. Young man.
Goodbye.
Right. I suppose I ought to let you go now. You got other people to speak to, it looks like. Staying busy. Busy, busy. That's life in this town.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Jesus. Sick fucking AI, dude. There's no way I could be like a fucking person has to read this shit off, dude. I would break pretty quick. Even just like little things, you know, like you'd want to say, even if you didn't deviate big. It's not like they're doing much for them. Slippery slope. Yeah, doing my Final Fantasy, man, is chill, just doing music, man. I hadn't been going through much music the last half a year. So I went through a lot and just been enjoying pretty much just almost just doing nothing, just zoning, listening to tunes and shit. It's nice. I mean, I was doing Final Fantasy. Which, I don't know when this will be over. Maybe I'll do some. Kind of want to do. I also want to go through this.
Would you like to start with some fresh oysters?
Sure.
Great. You know the mignonette here is lovely.
Not rich, no, buddy. Music's definitely a good thing. I think music's cool too because you can interpret it or get different feelings, right? It's not as upfront. I mean, you can have certain feelings from it that are intended, like sad music or like bombastic shit, but like sometimes is a very unique thing you get out of it because it's such an ambiguous kind of thing. It's just sounds, right? Like, I mean, yeah, sounds can mean things, but it's not like words where it's more specific. Maybe that's how. That's why I get like more of a reaction out of it sometimes than other shit. Who knows? Or it's easy with very minimal, you know. Like, I don't need like a 10-hour story to get into like a song, right? Like 3 minutes. Don't know. I'm just talking out my ass. Well, you're right, for sure.
I've wanted to ask, what brings you back?
Back?
Back to the world, the land of the living. I know you were having a difficult time after what happened.
Sure, I don't know. I guess I thought it was time, finally.
Yes, I understand. Every trauma takes time. Time to heal, or if not heal exactly, at least to move on. And taking action is a good way to do that. So I salute you. You want to do his memory right, don't you?
That's not what this is about.
Well, whatever your motivation, your reappearance happens to coincide with a critical time. As you saw, I've just split with Skanda in a very public way in order to pursue an entrepreneurial path. Presumably, Raynor's found you as well.
Yeah, he said he wants to speak with me.
It's a war for talent out there. People like you are very much in demand. I'm sure he'll try to make you an offer you can't refuse. That's why I want you to promise me you won't work for that asshole.
Asshole? I had no idea you hated Raynor so much. What happened?
What happened? He came in as CEO, that's what happened. So cultured, all the right credentials, Harvard, Goldman Sachs, all that nonsense. A little princeling was never wanted in his life, never known what it's like to suffer. You don't get even a little upset at that? I'd do the opposite of what a guy like that wants me to do just to spite him. That's what my instincts
He seems like a loser.
My instincts are what led me to where I am
I don't know the context of all he's talking about.
This brand new territory.
But he seems like he's kind of just like not as much in it just for the tech and the helping of people, and in it a lot for the prestige and all that shit. Especially when he was talking about like wine and oysters and shit, man. Just seems like snobby. Fuck you, buddy.
Direct stimulation, induced dreaming. Can you picture it? Therapeutic reality delivered right through your nervous system.
Straight to your
It'll
dick.
revolutionize the entire field of mental health. Not to mention the applications for productivity, training, entertainment. Imagine the kinds of dreams people would have on demand if they could.
Uh-oh. That would be a slippery slope of escapism too, man. I mean, you could already say there's that kind of escapism nowadays, and possibly there's a unhealthiness to it, but like to fully disconnect, it's all in the dreams and shit. Like when you're pretty much just unconscious, like that's the level of escapism that's a little different, right? Like you could say I'm escaping, you know, right now, like I'm just playing a game or whatever, but like I'm still awake, I'm still like see my room, I'm go out and do shit here. I don't know. This guy's a freak.
The potential for misuse seems kind of high.
Sure, we'll work on those things.
Sure.
The important thing right now is to build momentum.
But he wants it to be
I have first mover advantage here, but only for a small amount of time.
I want to hear about why he wants to do not. I mean, this is why he wants, obviously, to wants it to be big, the prestige of it and shit.
Evelyn, I need a chief engineer, and I can't think of anyone better suited than you. You could be at the vanguard of a whole new field, in on the ground floor of this extremely interesting and potentially very lucrative business. Listen, I know that things were not always the best in the past, and some of those things may have been because of me. Believe me, I'm aware of my own failings better than anyone. And if you're concerned about working for me again for that reason, I'll understand. But I hope you're thinking for yourself on this one. I'm sure there are people who are telling you to ignore me, or that I have the wrong idea, or that I'm dangerous. Whatever you choose to believe, I at least want to offer you the chance to get a demo of this technology.
He's saying that pretty good himself.
It really does work, and it's really something else. Won't you give it a try?
I'll think about it.
Considering it is all I ask. So, what are you doing after this?
After dinner?
Yes, tonight is... You remember Nora, right? Did you know she's a DJ now?
Yeah, I did. She's the one who told me about your talk.
Oh, she was there too. I should have said hello.
No, I don't think she attended. She just told me about it.
Well, her show is tonight. If we take a car after dinner, we could get there with plenty of time to settle in. It'd be good to support your old friend, don't you think?
Why do you want to go?
No need to be frightened. I mean, I know it's a jouissance, which is...
Which is what?
Oh, you don't know. As a performance space, it has a bit of a theme to it. It's pretty tame, really. They take on the aesthetic, but it's not necessarily the whole point of it. It's for people who want the image of the thing, the trappings, without getting in too deep with the real culture.
What are you talking about? What theme?
Oh, I didn't mention? It's sort of, well, there's a little bit of bondage theme there.
Yes, we'll go, but I'm going a lot.
You know, BDSM.
This old man, dude. Based. CBT. Cock and ball torture.
Is that... Are you sure?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Though perhaps I shouldn't say how I know.
I'll go, for Nora's sake.
That's the spirit. It happens to be tonight, so we should seize the moment. Don't worry, it isn't a date. Not unless you want it to be.
Soren?
Yeah, okay. I'm working on it, trust me. Let's go after we wrap up here.
No way, dude. Won't shit on him in case she needs a job, but...
I thought you said this was like some S&M club.
Oh, well, they might have taken all of that stuff down since the last I was here.
This guy, dude.
Are you sure you're remembering this place correctly?
Actually, would you excuse me for a moment? I want to talk to those people over there.
Are those people you know?
Not currently, but hopefully I can change that.
Wait, Soren, I don't know anybody.
Yeah, this dude's a super loser. I don't think he cares about what his technology's gonna do for people, man. That doesn't seem very great either.
Evelyn! I'm so happy you came!
Yeah, I wanted to support you. Soren came too, but he ditched me to chat up some people. He said he thought this was like an S&M club or something.
What? No, it's not like that at all. Where did he get that idea?
I don't know. Maybe he just hoped it was.
Ah, who cares? I wasn't interested in seeing Soren. I wanted to see you!
Sure,
I wanted
baby.
to see you too.
I have a little bit of setup left to do. Do you want to come help?
Okay, but you'll have to tell me what to do.
Oh, it's simple. I'll show you.
Are these modulars?
Some of them. The one over there with all the cables coming out of it, that one is a modular.
This one?
No, the one with the little colored cables on the front.
Oh, okay.
The others are not modular. They're just regular synthesizers.
Okay, is each one of these going to make a different sound?
Where should we start? This is an SH-101. It's really hot. I love the sound.
It's hot. You ever been attracted to keyboard dudes? Me neither.
It's useful for piercing leads, you know, noises like that. I use it quite a lot.
I'm listening.
This is a Moog. You've heard of a Moog, right?
I've heard the name, maybe. It's not Moog? I guess I never heard anyone say it aloud.
Nope. Moog.
Moog, not Moog. Okay. I'm not sure I can handle this all at once.
Surely you know about this one. It's a Roland TB-303. You know, the acid house sound.
I've heard of that, I think.
It's just as well. This is not an ordinary model, of course.
Devilfish.
The Devilfish 303 is a modified, upgraded version of the original. A guy in Australia does it. Oh, they're really awesome. Evelyn, why don't I teach you some of these things? It might do you some good to learn something new. You could come over sometime and we can make some noise together.
Sounds like a fun time.
All right, that should do it. Thanks for your help.
Sure.
Time for me to shake this place into the ground.
It's gonna be like pure shit.
Time for the main event. Funny to see Nora like this, isn't it? Oh, she's come a long way from the timid junior programmer I remember. Interesting stage name, too. Little Sappho. You know what Sappho indicates, don't you?
Sappho? What's a Sappho?
Oh, okay, of course you know. That was a silly question. I apologize.
I don't know.
Did you know Nora was capable of creating work like
He
this?
sounds like such an old man.
No, I had no idea. I'm as surprised as anyone.
I thought she was wonderful before, but now...
Whoa. It's actually loud as fuck. Let's turn that down on your guys' end. I'll suffer, but... At least they're trying to make it realistically loud to a concert. Horny. Why is she talking about being horny? Damn, she's horny as hell, man. From the world, dude. Have to turn into fucking horny remnants. Fuck the AI. Need some physical counseling. Poetic. Okay, let me turn you guys back up a good like 10 decibels. That was pretty fucking loud, man. Part of me wants to go get on Final Fantasy. Not because I'm not enjoying this, I am. It's different. And kind of more like plausible. Like you think about a specific topic, but then, you know, it's a topic that's about people, so it kind of relates it in. And she's got her little story to keep you involved and shit. It's cool. I like it. But, I do want to play some Final Fantasy before the reset. So I'm trying to decide if I want to go do that. So we won't finish this before resets, I don't think. Gonna be chill. Today I've kind of felt... What is the word? Not pen up, irritated, no. Prince of Persia was annoying, for sure. Something. I wanted to go chill in FF. Something mindless. I would like to stream it though. Then I'd have to move everything. Could just move the mic.
Evelyn?
Jesus, is this a prison, my dude?
Nice building.
Oh, thank you. I designed it myself.
Yeah, did you? How many prisons did you tour to think this one up?
It's funny, I almost didn't notice that you were already back working for Skanda. You might have stayed undetected, but I was looking at some of our statistical outliers earlier this morning.
Statistical outlier. That's me.
Ideally, Eliza proxies would all perform the same, or at least quite similar to each other. In practice, there are some pretty big differences. Some people respond better to advice provided to them by people they perceive as having more authority. A deeper voice, a taller stature, a certain grace or beauty. Other proxies may be particularly empathetic. A face or a voice that makes you want to open up. There was one proxy whose sessions seemed particularly effective, so I decided to take a closer look. Evelyn Ishino Aubrey, contract proxy, queen.
They didn't seem effective.
That's a fun trick, to come back to your old company in secret. It's a rather dramatic drop in pay, isn't it? More than an order of magnitude.
I don't care about that.
But then why would you do it?
It's for research.
Research? So you're still interested in what you created? Let me get to the point. Why aren't you back here, working on the Eliza program?
Why isn't any of the old team back?
Good question. Let's see. Damien Seabrook. There's no helping that. Shame, though, for such a brilliant career to be cut so short. Soren Lloyd Rose, the former program manager, resigned just last week to found his own startup. Very cute. I'm not a psychoanalyst like he is, but I can tell his need to be a maverick, even as he benefits from the system, has been the primary destructive force in his life. He can be smart when he wants to, but just as often he gets the wrong ideas and refuses to let them go. His ego gets in the way.
This guy seems kind of full of himself too. Kind of nobody gives a fuck about how the technology helps people. I mean, I guess when you're up this high up There's so much more going on, maybe it corrupts your view on it.
That's why I don't mind him leaving to pursue his little dream of being an entrepreneur, changing the world.
Doesn't help this guy's kind of ugly about it. You're gonna try to get somebody back to work on a project. Probably looking like a little ugly bitch is not a good way of doing it. I don't like the other guy, but this dude's so throwing little stingers in his little cute, all that. Doesn't make this guy look any better.
He won't succeed, but I'm happy to let him think he has independence for now. If his direct nerve stimulation technology ends up taking off, I can always pull the cord and yank him back. Nora Plavnicki, senior engineer. She handled a lot of the front-end interface for Eliza, which is important, but less what I'm after. Plus, I doubt she's ideologically compatible with us anymore.
He's saying why none of them are back, but he's starting to turn it into why he doesn't care why they're back. I don't know. Maybe you get to that level or something and become such a numbers thing and you have to be, you're so impersonal, who knows? Like you're so removed from the bottom line and stuff. I'm sure there's some cool CEOs out there.
You've spoken with her. You know how she is now. Seems to me she wants to rebel against everything and anything without stopping to consider whether it's truly good or bad. Not that it matters. I hope she's having fun playing with her electronic music toys. I know she would consider her work to be art, but no, who am I to judge?
Damn, this guy is extra shitty.
And then there's you, Evelyn.
I'm trying.
You simply dropped away. Gone for 3 years. Why?
People keep asking me that. I needed some time to myself.
Burnout isn't uncommon in our line of work. And still, 3 years is...
a long time, I know.
Well, that's a shame though, isn't it? All that lost productivity. Who knows where we'd be if you'd stayed this whole time?
He relates it back to himself. They do a good job of some of the dialogue here. Pretty believable people a lot of times. But they still keep the story concise enough, right? They get to the point on a lot of the dialogue here.
You left before we began deploying, but you should know the analysts were very skeptical of us.
Like he considers her, you know, you can infer a lot, and he considers 3 years like lost productivity, right? Like what a CEO, like numbers way of thinking about it. No.
They were saying there was
People,
nothing special about Eliza,
emotion.
that our competitors already had equivalent or better offerings. It's a good thing I don't listen to analysts. So far, the program's growth has exceeded every one of our targets, and we've outpaced the competition by a comfortably wide margin. We're a category definer. There's a quality to Eliza that makes it superior to all the other attempts to do something similar. You were part of the original team. Why don't you tell me what that quality is?
I'm not really sure what you're asking.
Well, let me return to my earlier question then. Why aren't you here to continue your work? You could be running the entire Eliza division if you wanted, but instead you came back undercover like a criminal returning to the scene of a crime. Is there something wrong with this company? You don't like us anymore? It's not me, is it?
No, not you.
You know what outstanding engineers have that mediocre ones don't?
We'll just tell him no. Because in part, you can tell it's more, like if it was a problem with him, why would she come back and like try to learn about and decide if she wants to keep going down? Like it's obviously a problem with him and everybody, but also it seems like it's a problem with the work. That we don't fully understand like what happened to the Damien dude and like why she decided to leave, right? So I'm just gonna pick the pass.
It's curiosity.
Non-offensive, right?
Mediocre engineers tend to zero in on a single piece of the puzzle. They pursue technical breakthroughs, but ignore the larger picture. But you wanted to know how Eliza turned out, how it was working, didn't you? Even though you might have thought you wanted to put all of this behind you, you were still curious.
Just gotta figure it out,
You want to
dude.
know everything, not just how it works or if it works, but its effect on people, on society. You have that instinct, the need to understand something complex from as many angles as possible. So please, do that. Learn what you came back here to learn. And once you have what you came for, consider returning to your old employer. You can make a real difference this time.
I'll consider it.
Good. One more thing. You should go down and see Eliza for yourself. Sarah will show you the way. This will get you through the doors. I've instructed the staff to treat you like an employee. Come and go as you like. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised how much your creation has grown.
Maybe. Seem like a bit of both, buddy. I'm there right now. Yeah, but that seems like a way just to keep going. If the guy's right about her, she might be. She might be the kind of person who's curious. They want to do something, create something. Just working on contract work might be too small of problems and shit. Just work. Interesting, they try to keep the workplace culture a bit going. Is this the app that they tell you to watch for 15 minutes? Would this help you guys? Maybe you'd have to have some kind of issue, right? Obviously, it's not gonna do much for everybody. animation. A bit. Just enough to make it feel sort of alive.
Eliza.
Maybe he just wants to show how big and grand it is, man. She could be a part of something this big.
Not the name I would have given you, if it were up to me.
It was a marketing decision. They thought there might be some recognition or resonance with the old version.
Oh, you startled me a bit.
Oh, I should have introduced myself. Sorry about that. I'm Erland, currently the chief engineer here, but that's probably going to be temporary.
He looks like a baby. She doesn't look fucking much older, what the fuck?
I know who you are, of course. It's an honor to finally meet you, miss. As someone who works with this program every day, I've often felt close to the minds who originally designed it. So to be able to talk to you now, just as another person,
Like how she's more like
it's an honor.
gray looking here, like she's got like a gray filter over him and he's got like more color. Maybe, I don't know if that's by design that her art's a little bit more, like she's wearing gray and black and she's got a streak gray. Even her skin tone's a little bit. More pale or something. I don't know how to put it. I mean, you just look at them side by side, they look really different. Maybe that's the idea. Dude's like younger. I mean, that could just be bullshit. They might have just made him fucking bright blue because he's some fucking...
Sorry, I already said that. I'm maybe a little overwhelmed.
green dude, you know? He's newer, younger.
It's nice you feel that way. Honestly, I don't know if Eliza reflects me at all anymore. I mean, look at all this. There's been a ton of development since I left. I doubt I would even recognize it as something I once worked on.
I'm not so sure about that. Most of the work we've done has been in the form of layers on top of the original system. The core modules are more or less the same as they've always been. Raina reminded me that you're still subject to our non-disclosure agreements, so let me share a little secret. None of us really has a great understanding of what's going on in there. I'm the third chief engineer Eliza's had in the 3 years since you left.
That's quite a lot of turnover.
Yeah, even for this industry. The way Rainer works is, he gives you 2 chances to do what you tell him you're going to do. After that...
There is no third chance. I know.
We get these people in who say understanding Eliza will be easy because they're familiar with the type of program it is. And Eliza defeats them in the end.
It's not the type of program they think it is.
Yeah. On that note, I do have some questions I'd like to ask you, if you have the time.
I'm not sure I'll be able to help.
Well, your deciding to work as a proxy has turned out to be an interesting test case. As I'm sure you know, different proxies lead to slightly different client outcomes, even when we control for other variables. We're studying these specific traits that lead to the best results: vocal qualities, proxy attitude and affect, responsiveness to the client, that sort of thing. One thing that's strange is that when you specifically serve as the proxy, clients report higher levels of satisfaction, pretty much across the board.
Really?
Doesn't
The
seem
ratings I
like
get
it.
don't seem that abnormal to me.
Yeah, that's because we normalize them per proxy, so nobody feels too bad.
Oh,
Just a little user experience trick.
Jesus.
Oh, I see.
Comparatively, though, you're basically the best proxy we've ever had.
What the hell? We
Any
haven't
theories
done
on
that
why
much
that
good
might be the
work.
case?
He's as neutral and like plain as can be.
It's possible Eliza and I think along similar lines.
I've considered that. At some level, perhaps unconsciously, your design for Eliza's reasoning was based on your own internal way of reasoning. We all put something of ourselves into what we make. No matter how neutral we try to be, it sneaks in. That could account for your unusual compatibility with each other.
Maybe. I certainly wasn't thinking of that when I designed it. I don't know if I like knowing this.
I'm certainly not blaming you for anything. It's just that true universality is one of our future development goals. It might be a problem if Eliza tends to like certain people more than others. Our aim is to provide quality care for everyone, regardless of any differentiating factors.
It It's a good goal. I hope you can achieve it.
I think we can. Hopefully it's just a matter of uncovering the system's biases and correcting them. We'll keep tuning things as we go, and eventually we'll have something universal, maybe with some dynamic layers on top. That's the plan anyway. We'll see how it goes. There are more questions I want to ask about the initial research you were doing at the time Eliza was first created, but I'll save them for later. And I'd like to ask some questions about Damien too. If you're okay with that. I'll understand if that's a sensitive topic.
It's okay.
Okay, great. I need to run to a meeting now with the team in Romania, but I really appreciate you taking the time.
The team in Romania?
Yeah. They handle most of the progression and reward system.
Isn't there a big time difference from here?
There is. Sometimes they stay up late to meet with us, and sometimes we get up early to meet with them. There are teams in Munich and Hyderabad too. As you can imagine, coordinating development is a challenge sometimes.
I bet.
Good luck with that.
Thanks. I'll need it.
I'll want to come back to that, man.
Questions, but no rush or anything.
This kind of shit's like
Thank
fucking.
You, Evelyn. If you don't
totally
mind me calling you by your first name.
Not would have zero interest for me. I mean, the technology's interesting, but yeah, like in her, she's like coming back, all the corporate shit, all the meetings and shit. I mean, I imagine they were working in a smaller team with kind of a goal or something instead of this big gangly thing, but I'm not sure. That's just what I've gathered.
Of course I don't mind.
Thank you so much, Evelyn. I'll be in touch.
Well, good on the guy to from another era. Yeah, really. I mean, it's good he's trying to ask questions to be better at his job and shit. They didn't treat her completely like an opportunity. I mean, if that's maybe why he approached her, but obviously this whole thing has got kind of a disconnect with her. The way she talked about him and everything. And then bringing up their different teams on the other side of the world, her being kind of surprised about it. I wonder if you decide what she does, or if nothing gets decided, she does something different. I don't know, this feels like deciding would be kind of almost hollow. It doesn't tell you a specific message. I mean, it definitely paints some of the people more ugly, right? Like, the chick is definitely more free, and she's having fun, and you know, the corporate guy's kind of an asshole, and the other corporate, you know, startup dude's kind of like a fucking creep, and so maybe they're kind of pushing the do your own deal, but they also have a lot of, you know, her trying to connect with her work here and get back into shit and see, you know, how it helps people, and she does go to these meetings, she does go to these dinners, you know. But so, like, in an ending, like, if you chose, it'd feel kind of hollow, and a lot of the entire point of the thing is kind of like her thoughts on this and being kind of lost and figuring shit out. That's just some, like, VN choicey thing. It'd be kind of, but I don't know how. We'll see. I mean, I don't know what kind of, you know, how they'd wrap it up, right? They wouldn't.
Hey, you're not in trouble or anything, are you? I just saw you being whisked away in a Skanda car toward headquarters. They didn't give me any details, which is kind of unusual.
Time to
Yeah,
complain.
about that. So I have something to tell you. I used to work here. I mean, at Skanda, as an engineer. I used to work on Eliza. I'm sorry for not saying it earlier, but I didn't want special treatment.
Oh, so that's why...
Why what?
I suspected something was going on with you, but I couldn't tell exactly what it was. I thought I might have seen a name like yours in our internal documentation at one point, but I didn't want to pry. If you've fallen on hard times, I understand. There's no shame in it. Everyone has to make ends meet now and then. We get plenty of people who come to Eliza proxy work because they're trying to get back on their feet after some kind of trouble.
That's not so far off, yeah.
I understand. Your secret's safe with me.
Should it be a secret?
Shouldn't it be? The other proxies here might think you had an ulterior motive for being here, spying on them or something.
That's definitely not why I'm here. Also, I left Skanda quite a while ago.
I know that, but they might still get the idea. Trust me,
Yeah.
It's better not to give the other proxies here any reason to be suspicious. I'm sure your real reasons are good ones, whatever they might be. If there's anything I can do to help, you'll let me know, won't you?
Yeah, I will.
Waiting for her to start seeing this as an opportunity to climb or something.
I mean, I get it. I know someone who's an engineer for a food delivery app, and he drives for it sometimes too. You want to see through the eyes of your users, don't you? It's amazing what you can catch by doing that.
Well, maybe not.
It's something like that.
But yeah, she's assuming that he's like working on it right now.
But like I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to work on the Eliza program again.
Wait, no? But that's your career.
It was. I'm not even sure if I have a career anymore.
Oh, that means you worked with Raynor, right?
A little bit. For most of the time I was at Skanda, he wasn't anyone I spoke to, though. Too high up the chain, doing his executive stuff. He got more involved when we were starting to commercialize the technology, but I left not long after that. So we only overlapped for a short time.
But that's so cool, though. I can't believe you actually worked with Raynor Sai.
Well, yeah, I did. I'm not sure it's that impressive.
I've worked for this company for 3 years. Do you think he knows my name? Do you think he's aware I exist? I worked on the very first Eliza deployment and managed 3 counseling centers today, and I'll bet you anything he has no idea who I am.
Maybe he does. You never know.
Evelyn, most people who work for big companies don't interact with the people at the top, ever. Allow yourself some pride.
I'll try.
Seriously, I think that's amazing. At least I'll always think you're cool. By the way, what are you up to tonight? Want to come over and help me bake cookies?
Oh, sure.
Awesome. We'll have a little baking party.
I feel like she might be trying to use her here as a leg up.
Now I can't wait to get in the kitchen tonight. There's nothing like the smell of fresh baked treats.
Well, this is why you would like avoid this situation, but if you're coming here to work in this place, you gotta expect this kind of thing to happen. Yeah, definitely buttering her up. Erlen seems like the most reasonable guy. Fair enough, buddy. Pizza time. I'll be back. I'm taking a piss. stop here. Do Final Fantasy. I want to do all the roulettes. Would probably take a couple of hours at least. But I just want to do the ones that mattered. Probably take less. Because I do DPS queues for them. But I try to do shit in between the keys. Well, I keep streaming, but I kind of want to do something just chill. This is interesting. I like it. Interesting to talk about. I like that it's a blend of like kind of a interesting, like kind of science fiction. Not even science fiction, just technology kind of topic. But then also kind of personal human thing, right? I have to move the mic. I don't think I would do camera if I did. I'd have to restart the stream though. I guess I don't have to. What if I finish this up? We can start at P5 tomorrow earlier. I guess it's technically different. That'd be if I skip the whole thing. It's all very first world problems I'm figuring. Whatever though. Let's read what's on the screen here. Okay. If I do stuff, I don't want to just kind of keep going right after. I don't want to have stuff I forget about. Oh, long article. Her brother, huh? All right. Is it autosave? History. Damn, it's got like full. I wouldn't be surprised. There's quite a bit of history. It's the whole game, dude. You ever seen that? Kinda neat. I guess we've only been on it for 3 hours and we've listened to all the voice acting. I think the voice acting's been pretty solid too. I think that adds a lot to the immersion and believability, a lot of it. Alright. I'm gonna get off, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I might move some shit around, stream some FGO. I'd have to turn everything off anyway, so I'm just gonna go ahead and disappear here. I don't want to read somebody and then get back on 5 minutes later. That'd be kind of rude. So, I'll see you guys later. We're gonna continue this tomorrow. I guess technically later today, and then maybe depending on what's going on, people mail stuff like that. Might start at P5 Strike. Peace for now. I'm enjoying this though. That's why I kind of want to like do it